Orthodox worship. The Orthodox Church worship is centered around its communal prayer life in the temple, where corporate praise, thanksgiving, and glory are given to God by the Church. Orthodox worship is steeped in deep meaning, incorporating all five senses of the person. Everything that is developed in Orthodox worship practices, which grew directly out of two elements of Jewish worship, synagogue and the temple, is linked to apostolic practices. Orthodox worship is liturgical and follows specific ritual patterns and cycles with music and prayer and symbolic action. Worship in the Orthodox Church is expressed in three principal ways. 1. The daily offices, which are the services of public prayer which occur throughout the day. The entire life of an Orthodox Christian is the daily cycle of prayers and praises offered by the Church, once every 24 hours. These services express our remembrance of events which happen at certain hours and contain petitions relevant to these memories. In antiquity, the day was considered to begin at sunset, and thus was divided according to the following order. Night began at 6 p.m., according to our reckoning, and was divided into 4 parts, called watches, the time of changing guards. Following this ancient pattern, Orthodox Christians begin each portion of the day with common prayer, which has resulted in the following 8 services, customarily divided into 3 groups: 9th hour, Vespers, and Complied; nocturnes, which is the midnight service; matins, and 1st hour; 3rd hour, and 6th hours. In addition to this daily pattern, in certain monasteries during certain periods of fasting, each of the hours is followed by an intermediate office called the inter-hours. Also included in the daily cycle are the offices for the blessing of the table and the morning and evening prayers. The Divine Liturgy is often included in this daily cycle, normally being served after the 6th hour, although during fast periods it is celebrated at Vespers. Often treated as part of the daily cycle, the Divine Liturgy is not prescribed to be celebrated every day, as it is in many cathedrals and monasteries, and in a theological and mystical sense actually stands outside of chronological time, since it also serves as a point of contact with the eternal, where it participates, by virtue of partaking of the Holy Eucharist, are transported to a point outside of time where there is no past, present, or future, but only the eternal, now. On days when the Divine Liturgy is not celebrated, the service of the typical Psalms is celebrated in its place after the 6th hour, thus forming part of the 3rd group of daily services with the 3rd and 6th hours. The second form of services are the special services and blessings, which also from God's presence and action in all the events, needs, and tasks of our life. These services include supplication services to God, His Mother, and the saints. They include services of praise or consolation for the departed and a myriad of blessings used to sanctify our daily lives. The third and final category would be the sacraments. The most important of these holy mysteries of the Church, which are from God's presence and action in the important events of our Christian lives. Of these, the Eucharist is the most important worship experience of Orthodoxy. Eucharist means thanksgiving and is known in the Orthodox Church as the Divine Liturgy.